You know that feeling, right? You're making good money, you've got the nice apartment, the car that actually works, maybe a few too many streaming subscriptions. But at the end of the month, there's this little voice in your head, and it's asking, where did it all go? How is it even possible to earn this much and still feel, well, kind of broke?
If that question hits a little too close to home, I want you to know something. It is not an accident. That feeling isn't some personal failure on your part. It is a feature of a system that is specifically designed to make you feel that way. A system we're about to pull back the curtain on.
We are going to break down the invisible machine that keeps millions of smart, hardworking people feeling rich on paper, but poor in real life. Yeah, you've guessed it. Welcome to the salary trap.
So to understand this trap, we got to look at the bait. Let's take a look at someone we'll call Sarah. She's 34, she makes $85,000 a year. I mean, on paper, she should feel like she's on top of a mountain of cash. But as you're about to see, what's on paper and what's in your bank account are two very, very different things.
All right, so Sarah gets paid every 2 weeks. After the government takes its cut, this is what hits her account. $2,458. That's her starting line for the next 2 weeks. Now I want you to watch just how fast this vanishes.
And here's where the system is so clever. See, it doesn't take all her money in one big chunk. Oh no, that would be too obvious. It just chips away at it. Rent takes a massive slice right off the top, almost half, gone. Then the car, then groceries, bills. Each one seems like a small, manageable hit.
And after all those little pieces are carved out, this is what Sarah has left for 2 weeks. $48. The system bleeds you so slowly in so many different directions that you don't even realize you're in trouble until you're running on fumes.
And this is the trap's first and maybe most powerful weapon, the illusion of prosperity. Sarah looks successful, right? She's got the car, the nice apartment, she has a lifestyle. But what she doesn't have is wealth. The system gives you just enough comfort to keep you from asking the one question it's terrified you'll ask. Why am I not actually getting ahead?
But okay, what happens when your income goes up? Shouldn't that fix things? Well, that brings us to our second clue, the mechanism that keeps people stuck even as they earn more and more.
You've probably heard of this before. Economists have a name for it, lifestyle inflation. And it's probably the system's most effective trap. It's just that simple, totally predictable human urge for our spending to expand to meet whatever new income we get.
And this is exactly how it plays out. You get that big promotion. You go from $60K to $90K a year. You think, finally, I'm going to get ahead. But do you? No. Your rent magically goes up because you get a nicer place. Your car payment goes up. You build a brand new lifestyle that is perfectly designed to eat up every single new dollar you make.
And that's the insidious part. Every single raise feels like you're gaining freedom, but what's really happening is that the chains are getting tighter. You're building this beautiful life that you now need that high salary to keep afloat. You can't just quit. You can't take a big risk. You're locked in. These are the golden handcuffs.
Look, if you take one thing away from this, let it be this right here. I don't care if you make 50 grand or 500 grand. If it's all going out the door every month, you are not free. The only thing that creates real freedom is the size of the gap between what you make and what you spend.
So you combine that illusion of looking rich with those golden handcuffs, and the verdict is pretty clear. The true cost of this comfortable lifestyle is, well, it's staggering.
So I want you to do me a favor. Ask yourself this question, and I mean be brutally, uncomfortably honest with yourself. If your paycheck just stopped tomorrow, how long could you really survive? A month? Maybe 3? Or less?
If that question makes your stomach clench a little bit, you are not alone. I mean, the data is just shocking. More than 60% of professionals are living one single paycheck away from a full-blown financial crisis. One bad car repair away from disaster.
Let's just call it what it is. That level of fragility, that is not security. It's not stability, it's a prison. It's a really comfortable prison with nice furniture and fast Wi-Fi, but it's a prison nonetheless. It keeps you predictable, keeps you controllable, and it keeps you totally dependent on the system because you can't afford to rock the boat.
Okay, so that's the trap. But here's the really good news. Once you can see the bars of the cage, you can start planning your escape. So let's talk about how to beat the system.
The very first, most critical step is to get this distinction burned into your brain. Your salary, that's just income. It's temporary cash flow that keeps you running on the hamster wheel. Your savings, your investments, that's wealth. That's the permanent stuff that works for you even when you're sleeping. Income keeps you busy, wealth sets you free.
The actual escape plan, it's surprisingly simple. There are only 3 steps. First, you see the difference between income and wealth, which, hey, you're doing right now. Second, you go to war with your expenses. You attack the gap. That means you make a conscious choice to live on less than you make. And third, you take every dollar you save in that gap and you put it to work building assets, stocks, real estate, a side business, you name it.
You know, the moment you start building that gap, even just a small cushion, like 3 to 6 months of living expenses, something magical happens. Your entire psychology shifts from feeling trapped to feeling free. Suddenly, you have options. You can negotiate for a bigger raise because you're not desperate. You can leave a toxic job. You can take a chance on that business idea. You are back in the driver's seat of your own life.
So the ultimate goal here, it isn't just to get a bigger salary. That's playing the old game. The new goal, the real goal, is to build a life where you're completely independent from the need for that next paycheck. That is what true financial freedom looks like.
And I want to leave you with this thought. Escaping the salary trap has absolutely nothing to do with being a genius or getting some lucky break. It really just comes down to one thing: awareness. It's about seeing the system for what it is and then making a conscious choice to play a different game entirely.
So I will leave you with one final question to think about. I want you to look at your own life, your own finances, and honestly ask yourself, is your comfort the same as your freedom? Or has it become its price?